Happened in the 90's.
In 1996, Beavis and Butthead aired the episode Prank Call. Now, Beavis and Butthead get the phone book, and remember when we used to have to use phone books? Huh.
I
They
like
get the
that
newest
somebody
phone
just
book.
delivers it. They like knock on the door to deliver it like it's a fucking pizza too. I love that. Here's your
Yeah.
phone book.
And upon receipt, they decide to call someone. While looking through the book, they come across a Harry Sachz and proceed to prank call him for days on end. And each call includes a toilet flush and a reference to his unusual name.
I mean, and this guy is not taking it well. I mean, it goes on for months. I mean, I forget
Yeah.
what the timeline was, but it's months.
So they flushed the toilet in his ear for about 2 weeks, and a whole month later, Butthead takes a shit over the phone, and Beavis, in addition to that, tells Harry Sachs that he sucks. And it took this for Harry Sachs to finally use his caller ID. He looks at their number to call them back after taking this month of just I can't call it cyberbullying, phone bullying, and just being a jackass over the phone. So they call him back, and he disguises himself as a pizza delivery man, telling Beavis and Butthead that they just want a free pizza, and he wants their address. So instead of giving him his real address, he gives the address of one of their neighbors in the neighborhood, Stuart Stevenson, and he reads off the mail that they stole from Stuart Stevenson, and he gives them the address 67 Maple Street. So Harry Sachs, he goes to Stuart Stevenson house and he kicks in the door, completely opens up a can of whoop ass in the Stevenson household. He dumps the dad's head into the toilet. And
I mean,
shoves a cordless.
guys, this is a breaking and like he literally commits an assault and battery by. I mean,
Assault, battery,
crazy.
and sodomy, because he even shoves a cordless brick phone up the dad's ass.
I mean, deep. The thing is deep in because it won't come out. This is a problem. It might be my job.
Who is the principal?
This man's not arrested. This Harry Sachs, the psycho, is not arrested at all. He just runs into a house. He threatens to do this to the kid, by the way. And then the dad steps up. I feel like he could still be dead. It might just be that it takes a while, so it could be a killing.
Dude,
there's no police at all.
Did you look at the model of the phone? It probably had sharp ends on the edges.
I think it was a Gordon Gecko brick phone that he was just using. It was a sizable phone, guys. It was not an iPhone. Let's put it that way.
If Stuart Stevenson's dad didn't die, I would, if I was him, I would want to after that. I would much rather die after living with the fact that I had a cordless brick phone jammed into my rectum,
shoved in your ass in front of your family. And I mean, there's no repercussions. What to me was terrifying, if I'm being honest, is that I'm sorry, Steve, this is just too funny. Nobody in that house knew what was going on. They didn't have any idea why he was so pissed.
Not a clue.
Not a clue. They witnessed one. I mean, if that happened to me, like if that just happened, that would be the most terrifying thing in my life. I'd never be the same again. So Beavis and Butthead basically ruined a whole family right then and there. I mean,
dude, who was the principal in that? Was it Mr. McVicker?
Yeah.
Dude, the Stuart Stevenson's dad would live the rest of his life talking like Mr. McVicker. Remember how he talked? He always sounded like he was constipated and jacking off at the same time. You kid.
Yeah, and and then they fucking that guy leaves. You know, he goes back to his house, whatever the fuck he's doing, Harry
Harry
Sachs.
Sachs.
And then Beavis and Butthead, they're pissed. They don't get their pizza, so they just call Harry Sachs back. So that guy committed an atrocity on some dude's asshole, and then, you know, God forbid, I don't know what happens after that. I think it cuts right after they call him. So
I'm sure the man is already angry for life for being named Harry Sachs.
what are the odds, Steve, that you're trying? Okay, we've been there. We were kids. I made many prank phone calls. Many prank phone. This was the thing. I want to kind of get into that too, because there was other prank phone call shit in the 90s that was fantastic. But anyway, what are the fucking odds you open a giant phone book and you land on Harry Sachs? I mean, goddamn, what are the odds? I mean, you could mathematically figure that out, I'm sure, but astronomical. Harry Sachs? Harry fucking Sachs. I mean, goddamn.
With a Z at the end.
Hey, I mean, so the luck of that's fantastic. Now, a question I have, and I'm sure I'm not a Beavis and Butthead aficionado either. I did watch the show, but this was not one that I was hugely into, other than the quotability of Beavis and Butthead. You went to Perrysburg, widely quoted in Perrysburg. I remember this very well. So I don't know if this was ever explained, but where do Beavis and Butthead, like, where are their parents? What's going on?
They're never there. Maybe, I think they were latchkey kids, and every episode was like at school or shortly after school when they were home before the parents got back. But I don't remember ever seeing the parents in a scene.
I think maybe you see them, like, there was a movie made of Beavis and Butthead, and then maybe they covered it in that, because I think I do remember.
No,
okay,
I don't think they did. No.
Well, that's concerning, because you got two really I mean, there's seemed to be some, like, maybe some, like, their mom smoked cigarettes when they were pregnant. I don't know, something's wrong with these kids, but they're sitting in a fucking crack house that has power, has a cable enough to watch MTV. But you know, I'm concerned as an adult. I'm concerned for these children. So Beavis and Butthead, I'm sorry to whatever happened where you're put in this situation. It's not their fault, Steve.
It takes a village. It takes a village.
It does. And they've been fed there. If Corey was fucking, people weren't paying attention to him. Hey, Corey, go live with Beavis and Butthead. See what happens. You're going to stink like piss and have rats crawling all over you. And then you're going to be like, I want to go back and hang out with Eric and my dad. These Beavis and Butthead, they don't got anybody. They got each other. And it's not, I mean, how long do they live past, like, when the show stopped? You know what I mean? Like, how long could these people last in society, Steve?
In today's age,
you never know, CEOs, man. Now, I mean, if they grew up now, they're TikTok stars. But back then,
there you go.
You know, I mean, there are TikTok. That is TikTok, basically. If you've ever used it, that's basically what it is. So,
Beavis and Butthead episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of that. But something that I think is this show needs to be given a lot of credit for is I love YouTube, and we all do. There's a lot of YouTube reactions. I mean, that's basically, there's many successful YouTube celebrities where that's their thing. They watch videos and they react to them. Yeah. Beavis and Butthead was the first. They watched music videos and just commented and made fun of them while you were watching them. And this is it. And what they do is what is done now. It's never changed. They did it first before YouTube, anything. Maybe Mystery Science Theater, you could say.
I was just about to say, did they do it before them?
I don't think so. I mean, it's got to be like parallels, maybe a year or two before, but I guarantee you, Mike Judge, if he came up with this part of the show, which I'm assuming he did, I mean, fuck, this is one of the most groundbreaking things. And, you know, I wasn't a fan, but just like watching the videos, what a fucking, we should just watch these parts of Beavis and Butthead, because it's like just a looking glass back into the 90s and how insane it was. Like the music videos they watched, Jesus.
Yeah.